Alright guys, so we're back with the Road to Wololo tournament, and we've got VortiX spawning here as the French in the blue trunks, HuT in the red trunks on the Rus. So VortiX sending his initial scouts forward. HuT eager to do the same, but he wants to get control of these wolves if he can. So it'll be a big chunk of gold there to the Rus player if he can hold on to those and take them back to his town center to get them killed. Well, VortiX is going to clear out the deer over here. So we're seeing a third scout coming out for HuT. Pretty standard for Rus. VortiX going to start going for the gold as well. The wolves slowly going to take down the scout, but HuT's found a bunch of them in total, so he's going to clear this hunt out as quick as he can and probably run both these scouts back to base. That's actually a wicked amount of gold there for him. 125. So it should take him all the way up to past 250 now. Nice little boon for his eco. But VortiX will be looking to punish his opponent with early night aggression, probably. Otherwise, maybe a quick second town center on the French. Well, Rus got a very easy pathway to quick second town center, particularly if they do get a bit of extra gold in the early game. So, more wolves being found here by HuT. Be able to get a lot of gold here on the Rus. So you got a kite with the scouts, because one of them's actually a little bit low. They do regenerate constantly though, so, and because they are able to outrun wolves, you will generate a bit of health on the return trip with them. And there we go. HuT's skyrocketed up to 285 gold generated out of the bounty system. He's ticking over a little bit more out of the hunting cabin, so he can go for wheelbarrow and the age up, and he's still going to have excess gold without going for any gold gathering. Meanwhile, our French player is straight onto the gold mine because he needs that both for his age up and because the follow-up nights are going to be one of the biggest gold investments in the game early on. So it looks like HuT, I mean, for a lot of wood gatherers there, going to go for a fortress to also ramp up the wood gathering. He's possibly looking to go for a quick second town center, or at least set up with multiple production buildings before he's even got age 2, or at least the wood for him. Still abstaining for any gold gathering for now. HuT's found another hunt down here, so his gold gen's actually pretty wicked, really. Because I mean, getting over the 250 mark is good, but getting sort of anywhere over 300 is really good. Although this map seems to really lend towards it if you get lucky with the finding the initial clumps of wolves. So HuT now going for a bit of scout harass here, so he'll be able to whittle down the villagers. And he'll get a good idea of when VortiX is Knights coming out, so the big benefit of this is you force the French player to have to actually chase off your scouts first before he starts to raid you, so it gives you time to get that to get the barracks out. So the Knight having to camp the villagers for now. While HuT safe to go with some spears before he's got to deal with any harass from VortiX. So VortiX having to pull his scout back there because the spear added on. That's a quick fight for HuT to take. So HuT just taking his time to retreat with the scouts. Because yeah, he's got a pair of spears, he's going to get the upgrade to hardened. Yeah, so he should be able to pick off either the Knight or the scout here if VortiX sticks around for a fight. Bearing in mind both these units have the capability to regen. Scout straight out of the box. Knights obviously once you get access to chivalry. And VortiX gathering stone, he wants to go 2 TC French behind all this. HuT in the meanwhile just chilling, defending, and he's got his second town center already. So yeah, Rus have a really nice time getting on second town center. French also as well, considering they can play this hands-on early on and sort of force their opponent to not get a good reading on their base and what they're looking to do. Spear's still alive there. One of the vills, I think 2 of the vills falling there in the end. One of the Knights going down, but VortiX delays the TC slightly. And his own not going to be far behind. And I like this because it really maximizes the value out of this hunt and makes it easy to defend should HuT ever be able to mount an early push. HuT building a tower there now. VortiX going for the mill. So yeah, both these players taking their forward side hunts now. So we've got transition to a pair of rangers here for VortiX. HuT in the meanwhile looks to be going for a quick castle. Oh no, here we go. He's adding 4 rangers right now. We've got a stables coming out here for VortiX. So this could mess with things because HuT really committing to 4 rangers to out-archer produce VortiX here, but with double Knight production, he should be able to overwhelm the spears as long as the archers can thin out the spear count enough. And then the Knights are really... Oh, some nice micro there from HuT picking off the Knight. Very nice stuff on the defense from him. But yeah, VortiX, I think compositionally is going to have a slight advantage, really. Perhaps HuT might be better off going for 3 ranges and a stables of his own, because he sort of needs something to either be able to, well, to be able to thin out the archers while also trading a little bit better against knights, I think. He's going for the castle age now. So HuT's not gathered any gold. I believe he's just spent at the Golden Gate this whole time. He's sort of just relying on that passive gold gen. It's not a huge amount, but on a map where you get quite a bit of early game gold out of so many huntables, he's able to get the Abbey of the Trinity without any gold gatherers. Well, VortiX adding rams because he really wants to be able to start pushing towers and the town centre now. If he can catch HuT on the ropes here, having just gone for the age 3, he can do a bit of damage and safely take his age 3 behind this. You can see a castle age on the way here for VortiX. He's invested a lot more in army, it seems. So a horse archer transition here for HuT, but he needs to make sure that he can actually deal with the archers and the knights, because while the horse archers can outrun the knights briefly, the knights do get that charge against them. Unlike the Mangadai, you're not just going to sit there getting damage, you've actually really got to micro your heart out. And the archers are a good counter as well to them on cost. So HuT walling himself in, the second town centre of his is under a lot of threat. He's going to start working towards these relics though. So VortiX, no age up on the way yet. Sorry, just sneezing me head off. So second TC going down there. The Rams coming forward again to see what else they can pick off. I'd be able to go for the blacksmith after that house. So HuT really having to hunker down with his all of his mounted archers in production. He's stopped his spearman production. I believe the mounted archers don't actually fare all that well against other ranged units. I'm going to take one of the sacred sites now. It's a defensive one. Try and get a little bit of gold now that he's picked up a relic. He's dropping a lot of houses now. VortiX is really punishing him early for this. Mounted archers. They have to try and intercept incoming units. They can't take a fight against the main archer ball, I don't think. I'm garrisoning everything now. These mounted archers being picked off. They're training, so this is looking really rough for HuT. A bit too greedy here, and VortiX is just punishing him from age 2 right now. That's a lot of production going down for HuT. He's having to deal with knight harass from VortiX on his gold mine there as well. A few of the bowmen are going to go down. So HuT's liking his chances if he can thin out the archer count and just kite really well here and get the low horse archers garrison. He might be able to defend here, but the horse archers aren't all that great against either the knights or against tanking the archer fire. Another ram in production now for VortiX. If he can get a good surround of rams on the town center, he can really force HuT to have to pull villagers off his eco mid-fight, and he can potentially pick a lot of them off. Behind this, VortiX not even really worrying about going to age 3 just yet. He's just ramping up that army. Finished all of his age 2 upgrades now. HuT now pushing out to see what archers he can pick off, but it's a long way to extend. And now the knights can also come in and really bully the horse archers with 4 rams. This is going to be tough for HuT to hold on to his Abbey of the Trinity and keep that gold income that he's got behind this. Probably overgathered a little bit on gold here. It needs a bit more in the way of food and wood. It's a lot of gold for him. So HuT still just making horse archers. Yeah, mostly just horse archers for the moment. Needs to look at maybe trying to raid VortiX rather than trying to defend into a very tough composition for mass horse archer to actually fight against. But the cost-efficient range unit plus the heavy melee cav, it's sort of the worst comp for mass horse archer to actually run into. And HuT really needs to just look at being active around the map until he wants to add knights of his own. He's up to 100 pop now. VortiX is at 153 though, so he's got an impressive army. Lots of rams. If he gets this landmark, it's all over. With the archers sitting where they are, it's actually making it hard for the rams to get onto it. Now that archers needs to try and thin out the knight count first. Villagers all being pulled to try and repair the golden gate through this and take a fight. But I don't think HuT has enough. Game number 1 of this series. And GG, VortiX takes the game.